All right. Hey, everyone. I wanted to get on today. I don't do this often, but I'm going to tell you I've spent the day kind of walking myself through the emotional aspect of what I went through. And I wanted to tell you that going to the gym is a lot of work as an amputee. And I went today with the idea that I was going to do a leg day. And so I usually have to go in with that mindset because if I don't, it's going to be it's just not going to happen. Like I'm not going to do leg day if I haven't prepped myself mentally. So I went in with the idea that I'm going to do leg day and I was doing really well with it. My leg was getting sweaty. It's getting hot here in Arizona. And so it was shifting a little. And sometimes just to keep things in the right direction when doing squats and things with my prosthesis on, I tweak my back a little. And so I had done that. So I had my fit kind of wonky and my back was hurting a little bit. And when it's slippery like that, I'm also very careful on walking because I really don't need it to fall off in the middle of the gym. That would be a real struggle for me. So I was doing all these things. I was almost done. And normally someone will say hi or great job. And, there's no other amputees that I've seen in our gym. So, I know it's new for a lot of people and I try to give grace where I can. But there are some things, and I think this is going to be like a 6,000 part series of things I wish they knew. Um, Let me just start by saying that I appreciate when people say things to me are positive to me. I don't mind stopping my gym workout, turning off my music. If someone wants to tell me their story or they want to hear my story, I mean, that's part of making connections, right? And I talk about making connections all the time and how important it really is to us. Well, this time was no different. I was walking over to finish up my one of my last things, and I saw a man, kind of flag me down, and I took out my headphones and just smiled, and he proceeded to let me know that he knew someone in his past distant relatives that had lost a portion of their leg in World War II, and which I believe was probably setting him up for some sort of expert at amputees and amputee life. So you can probably guess where this is going. So we have now validity. I know someone who's an amputee. So I'm going to talk to this amputee and I'm going to tell her I think that her leg is not the appropriate size. Oh my God, you guys. No, if you follow me at all, I'm just way too nice. I'm never going to say anything nothing smart assy. Like I was thinking all the way home how frustrated I was and how mad I was and how hurt I was. I mean, there was a plethora of negative emotions. So I thought this has definitely got to be a live video. I've got to do this. So after telling me that he feels that my leg is not long enough, am I sure that my doctor, he didn't even use prosthetist, that my doctor had set me up correctly because he didn't want to see me hurt. Now, while I know that he meant everything good by it, I'm going to give you two-leggers that listen a little bit of advice. Please, please don't think you know more about what I'm going through than myself just because you may have once upon a time known somebody, or even, God forbid, you've never even met an amputee. It doesn't make you an expert in my life. Things to consider. Number one, I'm at a gym and I am literally doing squats with my prosthetic leg on, and um, I'm doing all sorts of leg workout and balancing and everything. It's hot. I'm a skin fit, so I have a very slippery socket on now, and I tweaked my back, and I'm tired, and I don't trust. How many of you have gone and worked out? You've gone and worked out, you've done a leg day. How weird does it feel sometimes when you walk out of the gym with 2 legs? Now imagine walking out with a prosthetic that feels like it's gonna fall off because of the sweat, and you're on one leg that has just been beat to crap on leg day. So you can imagine oh, how I was reacting. I was like, "Well, I appreciate it, but I had this and I have this, and yeah, I've been an amputee for 6 years. I've gone through about 16 sockets. I know my prosthetist very well. We're actually good friends. I'm on their board. Yeah, I'm very sure I'm taken well care of. If that's the right word to use, but they take good care of me, and I always check it. You also have to know that every step I take, I think about my socket. Every step. There isn't a time where I'm not really thinking about my walking. One, because I do lazy man loads. I go to the grocery store and I bring in 12 bags of groceries. So I have to make sure that my heel hits the ground so I don't buckle. So I'm constantly focused on my walk. When I'm walking around the house, I'll carry a big ladder in the house to get to a high light in our ranch house. And those big ceilings. So I know what it looks like, and I also know that when I hurt, I waddle like a penguin, and I hate that. So, going with what you thought you knew and stating your opinion is really not an appropriate thing to do to an amputee. If they come soliciting, "What do you think about my gait? Where am I going wrong?" That's another thing. But to interrupt someone's workout to let them know that they think it's wrong, this is the second time now that I've had someone do that, and a second time it's been on leg day. So just so you know, it takes a lot of courage, it takes a lot of strength, and a lot more energy for me to do a leg day through my socket than it does for a normal person. And I feel good that I get there, but on the way out, I was extremely self-conscious now, and I'm not that kind of person, but I was totally self-conscious. Now, watch your walk. Make sure you're not dipping your shoulders back and forth to waddle. Make sure you're striking through with your hips and pushing through. Be careful. And all the while, I'm praying to God my leg doesn't give out because I'm exhausted. So, things I wish you would all know. It is not an okay place for someone who's never educated or around amputees as a career or their lifestyle or their job, like a prosthetist, to interject what they think is wrong with your setup without taking a look around you and realizing that this person is actually in the gym working out when there is so many amputees that struggle with just wearing their socket to the grocery store. So that is my rant. Um, I am going to get over it. I'm going to pass this on and hope to God that this reaches a million of you because it is hard enough. And, sometimes we have to overcome our fears of failure and our fear of falling and our fear of our leg just to do the everyday mundane things that you all take for granted, grocery shopping and laundry and making the bed and taking a shower. But you really don't want to interject someone that's actually successfully getting to the gym, working out, doing the best they can, and completely exhausted to give them gait analysis and saying that a prosthetist that I love dearly, who has given me nothing but their best for 6 years, has done something wrong for me. So please, please, if you wanna say something to an amputee, congratulate them on where they're at. You can ask them about their story, but please don't give your advice. This is not a common cold. This is different. I don't even give advice to other amputees because it isn't the same for everybody. What I can do in my leg is different than the next lady. And she may have a plethora of other issues going on in her body that she can't control. So I don't even give advice. I say, here's what works for me. And you can do what you want with that info or do nothing with that info. But please, if you are not an amputee and you don't work with amputees and you're not educated and have your degree with prosthetics and prosthetic care, please don't give advice like your prosthetic is probably not done right. That is like just taboo. So I hope that enlightens everybody to what little thrills we go through day to day. Here I was feeling great about being at the gym and I walked out feeling self-conscious. So there's that. But I want you to remember that one leg is enough, and that is why I'm here. And I'm going to share these little bits of information with you whenever I can. If you have something that you wish someone knew and you're an amputee, share it with me. I would love to use that in the next vlog that I do. So until next time, remember, one leg is enough.